Amuka, how are you?
Hi,
Hi,
hello,
we're
good.
good. We're on
So,
the
heard
way.
you guys on the train right now. Where are you guys heading to?
We're heading to Kaohsiung right now.
Uh-huh. Oh, what's
Yeah.
your
Yeah, this weekend the plan is going to Xiaoliuqiu and then to camping.
how many days are you guys plan to go around?
3 days.
Oh,
3 days.
okay. So our topic for this project is traveling alone on a budget. So have
Uh-huh.
you guys any of those kind of experiences?
Alone, maybe not, because we always travel together, but we always travel with budget, like really tight budget, the cheapest way possible.
High budget?
Uh-huh. So,
Yeah.
like, is it hard to make everything cheap and uh, affordable?
Tips? Well, if well, yeah, I think that most of people believe that actually the flight is the most expensive thing on a flight, on a travel, or on a trip. But I think, like honestly, the flight is actually the most affordable thing on a trip. Actually, the hotels and the food depends on where you are going. It will be the expensive thing. So for the flight, for the tickets, there are some pages that allows you to, if you are with how to say it, like with an easy or free schedule, there are some pages. Even Google can show you when to travel, where to go if you are flexible on where you want to go. For example, Skyscanner, you can put like from Taipei or from whatever city to whatever city on the cheapest month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one good, really good thing on the flight ticket.
Mm.
So,
For me, it will be to planning ahead,
uh-huh.
because Rafa always helps us to plan it like 4 or 5 months ahead, so we know how the budgets are gonna be. So I think the best way is to plan it ahead, and of course, if you plan it ahead, the flight ticket is cheaper, hotel is cheaper, and always eat local food, eat what locals are eating. I think that's the best way.
Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah, yeah,
think
for the sorry, for the
sorry.
for the food when you are sorry.
I said local food.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, for the food, I think it's really important. Like for example, if you are traveling in a budget, food and water is really easy to spend a lot of money on that. But
Yeah.
instead of going to to eat in a restaurant, actually the breakfast, for example, you can eat local food, uh, even buy something from 7-Eleven or for a convenience store or for a Carrefour like store that you can have it and you can prepare something like to eat on the go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will look like you're spending very little, but if you sum it up, it costs a lot just for this little water bottle. Like if you refill it, it will be much cheaper. You don't have to spend money on it. But if not, then you have to buy like every day for a big water bottles, and that's kind of budgets that we take care of.
Like, what
Yeah,
if like you go to a country and then like your taste is not like your personal taste doesn't fit to the country's local food. What do you do when that happens?
In my case, I eat everything. I can eat like because one time we went to Indonesia and they had this very famous fried rice, nasi goreng. I can eat it like every day, but for Rafa's case, he had to adjust a little bit. So he found a way to cook for himself, for example. Maybe you want to talk about that?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was telling you. Like for example, for food, local food, it's not only for the budget. It can be always for if you don't like the food. I remember that. I think that in Indonesia, I really didn't like the food. But I remember that for breakfast, I actually bought from a local store like oats or something like that. So my breakfast, I did it by myself, and it was way cheaper than any other restaurant, of course.
So how many countries
So yeah,
have you been to?
how many countries? You go first. I don't know.
Okay. Not for let's say Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, Mongolia, Philippines, Vietnam, oh no, Thailand. Yeah, yeah. For now, yeah. Where else?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
for now,
so
yeah.
like do you have any tips and tricks for the travelers, like new travelers?
For new travelers,
Yeah.
for us, we always tend to book a hotel with a breakfast to save money, you know. So you can eat like crazy in the mornings, and then you're full for the whole afternoon. That's one tip. We all try to look for a cheap hotel with all you can eat breakfast or at least something they provide for us. And the second important thing should be um, safety. In
Hmm.
our case, we try not to go to very crowded place, or I would say very touristy place. And then look for information before going and know where you are going. I think that's from my side. Rafa?
For my side, I think um, okay. For how many countries I've been, I think I haven't been too much, but yeah, for I mean United States, Guatemala, like around my country. I'm from Guatemala, so around my country is quite easy. Egypt, Greece, some of Europe, and in Asia, of course, Taiwan, Singapore. What else? Philippines and Indonesia. We're talking about. I don't know for tips for new travelers. I would say like do they have to really know what they want or what they expect for a trip? If they want to go to relax or they want to know the place. I will say not to go with a tour because then you are signing up for something that other ones want, like the older people want, but maybe the expectations is quite different. So I would say information of the country, information of what they want to do is really important. You cannot just go for the cheapest one, like for example, from let's say Taipei or Taiwan, cheapest one thing will be Hong Kong, but then in Hong Kong you don't know what to do, right? Like I think it's the most important things for you to keep traveling is that the trip fulfill your expectations. I think every country can do it in a budget, but it has to be really not planned, but really focus on what you want. If you want to go to tourist places, if you want to go to a beach and relax, or you want to go to, well, let's say, no, the really the country. For example, we were talking about Indonesia. What we did is, or when we went to Vietnam, from south to north, instead of saving in the hotel, we grabbed night trains, for example.
Yeah,
So you can actually know the places, like the expectation is really important.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. So it's what are the benefits of traveling for you? Like that would be our last question, yeah.
The benefit of traveling.
What can you learn
um,
traveling?
okay, from what I like, you won't have like a significant result like right after traveling. But what I noticed like is that when you travel, you have that feeling of like knowing things, realizing and opening your eyes. For my case, I when I go travel, like I get tired because of course of a lot of walking, taking bus and train, running to one airport to one another. For me, it's physically very tiring. But when you came like right after your trip, you feel very relaxed. Your energy is at the top level. That you want to do something more. I feel like you kind of gain that energy to yourself. That you just open your mind and relax, and you see how the world is going around you, and you start to feel very small. Um, that you have ability to recognize other things. So for me, the benefit will be I get to know more myself. And if you travel in couples, you really know like get to know each other very well.
Yeah, I think like well, my as my grandma used to say, like to travel is to live. I think I didn't understood until actually I started to travel. But yeah, when you travel, you can see like different parts of the country, different like if you don't travel, if you don't see, it doesn't have to be even abroad. But for example, if you are always in your same place, you are not going outside of that bubble. So travel is to open your eyes to a world that you probably don't imagine that it exists. You can see things, you can grow, you can. Yeah, I think that's the most benefit. Like you can grow, personally grow, not only in your mind, right? Like spiritually, everything. You will be like a world citizens, you know? Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for talking to me about your experiences. It was really nice to talk to you guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for the
so much for the
invitation.
call.
Yeah, so when you come to Taipei, hit me up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye
Bye bye. Thank you.
bye.